Welcome back. Deondre Parks has made a name for himself as a basketball player in Brookings, South Dakota. But it's another city, his hometown, that continues to define him for better and for worse. Here's David Brown.
This is Deondre Parks. This is a 6'1", 194-pound starting guard for the South Dakota State basketball team. And this is not his story. This is his reality. Away from the bright lights and shiny hardwood lies something much darker, a place routinely described as the most dangerous city in America. But to Deondre, Flint, Michigan is home.
Growing up, it was rough. It made me who I am today as far as toughness and, just competing at anything I do. A lot of drugs, a lot of guns, gang banging, a lot of deaths. You see every corner you see a liquor store, you see burnt houses down, in a row, probably the whole block.
With scenes today that mirror third world countries, it's hard to imagine Flint was once the epitome of industry. General Motors was founded there, providing thousands of jobs, including one to Deondre's grandmother. But once GM consolidated its productions, plants started to close, workers lost their paychecks, and Flint disintegrated into an abyss of poverty.
It's just a poor environment, but some people make it out, some people don't.
If Deondre's childhood was any indication, he was never supposed to leave. Abandoned by his birth father at the age of 3, he saw his mom's new boyfriend sent to prison for armed robbery.
So at the age of 9, my mom started talking to me like, I need you to grow up quicker than what a normal kid would do.
But it wasn't long before the streets would start to make an imprint on Deondre's life. With no sustainable income, he looked up to neighborhood drug dealers, who would use him as a marijuana runner, making up to $200 a day.
Age 11, I was doing it. Mom never knew. Didn't ever plan on telling her. But I'm older now, and I thank God I wasn't caught.
With easy money running around, Deondre's lifestyle became more envious, and jealousy breeded contempt in the form of multiple gun threats.
Did you ever get robbed?
Yeah, I got robbed. 10th grade year. I got robbed coming from my guy's house. I got fancy clothes on, shoes, and just some, I call them scrubs, lowlifes who just, look for people to plot on and take what they don't have.
The only thing Deondre had away from the seedy underworld of Flint was the hardwood.
I'm not really like a school guy, but I love the game of basketball and I'll do anything to play it.
Deondre excelled as a star player at Flint Northwestern High School. But in the summer between his junior and senior years, his close friend Ray was murdered after attempting an armed robbery. And Deondre nearly went down a path seemingly predetermined by the city's conditions.
We all wanted revenge. We planned on it. We plotted. We even talked about doing it. We all had guns at that age, so it was easy for us to go over there and just shoot up his house and kill whoever in there. My mom kind of talked me out of it. She's like, you do this, think about what's gonna happen with your brothers and sisters. You won't see them again. A gun crime affects home.
Deondre transferred to Kingdom Prep in Columbus, Georgia, got his high school diploma, and enrolled at Iowa Lakes Community College.
I would say if I didn't go to prep school, I'd probably be doing what I seen everybody else do, or I'd probably be dead.
Deondre may have used his athletic ability to escape Flint, but Flint's problems have an inability to escape Deondre.
How many friends or family members died before you came to college?
It's been a few. I'm trying to count them off in my head now. It's been 11.
His mind and heart were in Flint, but his body was in Estherville, Iowa, trying to attract the attention of a Division I school. His head coach at Iowa Lakes, Troy Larson, was a former assistant at South Dakota State, and that led to a conversation with SDSU head coach Scott Nagy.
There's so many fingers that run through his family, and I didn't know every single situation that was going on there, and I'm not even sure I still do. But I think when we recruited him, we understood that we were getting a kid from a pretty tough situation.
Deondre jumped at the chance to come to Brookings, a tranquil city that provided an atmosphere most take for granted, but Deondre accepted with open arms.
Nobody hates anybody, nobody want to kill anybody. And I had to adapt to that. Just, I'm just thankful to be here and see like a different community culture. Instead of, back at home, you gotta watch over your shoulder, who in this car, who in that car.
In his first season at SDSU, Deondre led the Jacksons scoring and helped them advance to the second round of the NIT. Frost Arena provided a sanctuary from the bitter cold he encountered from the outside world.
Just being out here with those guys takes my mind off a lot of things. But it's just like when the lights go off after the game, everything hits me again.
Over the summer, Deondre returned to Flint to visit his mom and 5 younger siblings. And he never knew a simple task would foreshadow a national crisis.
One morning I woke up and turned it on, getting ready to brush my teeth, and it came out brown. But we kind of knew something was going on with the pipes then, but the full story wasn't out about the lead in the water.
After the city of Flint changed its water source in 2014 to the Flint River, untreated water caused lead from aging pipes to leak into the supply. Now Deondre's family can only shower once a week, and his mom has to drive upwards of 2.5 hours just to find bottled water. But no matter the precautions, the damage has already been done.
My mom's real scared of it. My 2 little brothers were just diagnosed with lead poisoning. So she don't want to take like a higher risk of them being affected anymore. My 3-year-old brother can't talk because of the lead poisoning. It's like, I guess it's like eating his brain away or something like that they were saying, but it can be cured. My 10-year-old brother has seizures. Everything be fine with him, he'd be playing a video game, and then next thing you know, you just see his eyes roll in the back of his head. It's because he has lead poisoning.
Once again, basketball was Deondre's escape. He remains one of SDSU's leading scorers, but there are times where even the brightness of the court can't help him escape the darkness.
I see him thinking more this year than instead of just playing. I see some of the frustrations off the floor that leak onto the floor. I mean, I can see those things.
Maybe Deondre is thinking more, but if anything, it's helping him finally figure out how to save his family and himself. After all, why else would a 23-year-old just months from graduating become the guardian of his 14-year-old brother?
He was disrespecting my mom, staying out late. I took it upon myself. I'm like, something down here with me. Let me take some of the stress off your back.
Even in the midst of his senior season, when college athletes are supposed to be relishing their final days before entering the real world, Deondre understands basketball, unlike family, won't last forever.
Moving down here, he see guys like me, George, Jake, everybody on the basketball team doing something different than worried about fancy clothes and fancy jewelry and driving a nice car and have money in your pocket. I told him that's short term. And, going to college can help you long term.
Whether he plays professionally somewhere or doesn't, basketball is going to end. And so then the question is going to be, what are you going to do with your life? Are you going to be prepared for when it's done?
Life has certainly been colorful for Deondre Parks. With tattoos honoring those he's lost, and the city's landscape permanently on his mind and near his heart, Flint will always define where Deondre's from. But it will never define who he is. Basketball players may be measured by numbers, but Deondre's determination, motivation, and effort will ensure he never becomes a statistic.
God put his toughest soldiers through the toughest moments, and I've been through a hell of a lot. And I'm still here, I'm still happy, still playing the game of basketball. I will continue until it's time for me to put it away.
And joined now by David Brown, and just incredible what Deondre has been through in his young life. And he will graduate this spring, though, from South Dakota State, correct?
Right, he's going to graduate with a degree in human development. Now, after that, you saw Coach Nagy warn all his players, basketball doesn't last forever, but Deondre might have the talent to still play overseas, possibly in Europe. He could still play here. He wants to play basketball in some way, shape, or form to try and get enough money to get his family, entire family, out of Flint, Michigan. But for the time being, they were all able to come to Brookings, to Frost Arena, and see his senior night.
And if he does get his family out of Flint, he still wants to go back to Flint and do something for his hometown, right?
Yeah, he told me that no matter what the city has put him through, he still loves the city. And so he wants to eventually build a rec center there so he can get kids off the streets and have them doing something a little more productive.
All right. Thanks a lot. David Brown. Well, thanks for watching. You can go to YouTube to find these stories and all of the archives from Midco Sports Magazine.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Shields and Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.